as mentioned, still a very reliable way to look for the backlines.
Yeah.
Especially paired with the Novaria. Like, that's gonna be huge for them. Constantly being able to reveal the opponents, increasing the hitbox, and maximizing the passive that the Lapu-Lapu has. So essentially, if you look at it, it looks like a very aggressive XP laner, but you could help it be a lot more tanky through that. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from both teams so far, especially TNC. This feels like a lineup that can allow them to be very aggressive and similar to what or how they were yesterday. But this is an Aurora that has all their eyes set on activating Demon Kai, and that is something that they fundamentally mastered, and TNC has to find a way to deal with that.
For TNC, they have to put their foot on that gas, never stopping aggression, because Aurora has a ticking time bomb in Novaria, and now it's game number 2. Leonaisu, go get him.
Thank you so much, Hans. And bring it up real quick. You were wondering about matcha or whey protein. How about matcha or whey protein flavored like matcha?
I'll chug that.
You'll chug that? I will too. Let's jump into game 2 here for TNC and Rora.
Legend.
We saw the index, man. I do gotta say, the index is favoring the early to mid game for TNC with this lineup here, and I have to agree with our panel. Benny Cutie, and I'm sure there was viewers too that saw yesterday's games. This is a Cho Benny Cutie. It didn't work the way they wanted to yesterday. We had a lot of questions on some of the way that it was utilized. Maybe it's going to be better here, Leo.
I'd like to think so too. Glass half full type-ish, but looking at Aurora, they have so many comfortable heroes. And again, Diamond Kite is just getting better and better on these fighters.
Yep.
That I think there's a wombo combo with this Novaria on everybody.
Yeah.
Bravest fighter, Landshaker, echoes. I'm offended, echoes. Tech charge Rampart, echoes.
Just everything is echoing at this point. And that's what I'm worried about for TNC, because this lineup, especially, again, Benny Cutie, I feel like his job to be able to find a mark or find that back line is going to be very difficult with this kind of composition that Rora brought to the table.
All the more, you know how I know that Aurora are confident that they're fine, that they shouldn't worry. Not a single Purify surge. Oh my god! They dogpile a 3-mar this early. They answer back in kind. Edward helps to serve up a kill as Demon Guy. They draw first blood. Chocolate gonna be up next. Mount Shark are thrown at the Mamba, and the Mamba falls. Demon Kite smiling with 2 kills to start.
Oh, I don't think Zyda, yeah, he's a little bit too late to the party, man. Double kill already in the hands of Demon Kite on this YSS. Mind you saw the win-to-loss ratio here. Demon Kite and Edward both monsters on these heroes.
There's a big echo as Zyda threads the needle, takes that turtle, and look at this kick, serving up a kill. Down goes Demon Kite just like that. They even the score off camera though. We almost missed it. Demon Kite takes down Lancey. How that happened?
Yeah, good question. And just as I was saying it, you know, Rora had a great exchange up top, but then they get immediately punished. They decided to fight for that turtle. They probably didn't have to. Honestly, they could have probably just given that one up and then readjusted from there.
That's what surprised me. TNC, again, very characteristic of how they've played ever since the Season 16 playoff started. Oh my god, a kick! I'll talk about this later! They find Diamond Kite! Oh man, my optimism or their naivety. No Purify makes no difference to me, but they seem to be suffering.
They are suffering, man, and this is already a better start for Benny Cutie. Now, 2 for 2, I'd say, being able to find the right way the Dragon kicks. Definitely off to a better start, but I think even so, TNC is going to have to take this lead that they have themselves and scale up as quick as possible. And I'm going to reference the index again. It did lean towards that early to mid game for this lineup, and it's showcasing here already in these early skirmishes, these early fights against Rora. So if they want to go ahead and find themselves getting to a late game and potentially getting another win under their belt, they're going to have to stop the Phoenix Army. They're going to have to stop TNC from rising here. And that seems to be on the shoulders of Light especially.
Light has to think ahead and see where these Phoenix flashes are going to be coming from, because that's what defined this turnaround. That's what got TNC this 1,000 and growing gold lead. Out of nowhere, they just fight back and said, yeah, no, you thought we were down, but nah,
we're okay. And this is, again, I think a lot of people also want to see Lancey, to an extent, on this Lunox, have a much better time scaling up and utilizing that burst of damage that a Lunox can bring to the table here. So second turtle is up. TNC, with the advantage they have, they should get in position for this. Again, this is an Expanding Rivers. This is a map that I believe Rora has not lost on yet. 8-0, if I recall right, 100% win rate on Expanding Rivers. This one is definitely looking a little tough for them, as the second turtle is cleanly taken for TNC.
2 for 2. Zyda is almost 2 full levels ahead of Demon Kite. What happened? It was a great start for Aurora, and now Demon Kite struggling to even keep his own purple. Chakra almost got him there.
Oh, okay, yeah, look at the pressure on Demon Kite's jungle right now. TNC, knowing that they have the advantage, they'll continue to press on the wound that Rora felt after those mistakes in the early game. So now they're dealing with damage control, manage the waves. You gotta remember too, this Novaria does scale really well into the late game. So if that's one thing, and this is what UA, I feel like, likes to do. He likes to opt for those heroes, those mages that are almost a late game insurance policy in themselves. Again, you think about last season, the Sicilian, he was like one of the only few players that picked it up. And even then, even this season, he's picked it up a couple times.
UA is a rare breed. One of those players that actually play like him is now a coach for TNC, Etomax, a great range-based mage. The other is AP Brenzone Aqua. So yeah, UA is a generational talent. Maybe he is the key. Maybe the rest of Aurora are struggling so that they wait until UA is ready, but that's not now. The reality is TNC is up by 2,000 gold.
This is the best lead that they could hope for right now in this game with this kind of lineup that they have. And at the same time, I'm just, again, I feel like this is on a, almost like on a clock, this lineup for TNC though, because I do feel like that, yes, that amount of damage that a Benikudi Cho can pump out, it is going to get a little bit more difficult, unless, again, he finds those windows of opportunity or those timings to be able to get the right targets here. But when we get to the late game and the scaling comes into place, Rora, I feel like late game will be in that position.
I think Benikudi running out of time or being scaled out in the late game is the least of their problems. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, a kick is a kick.
Yeah.
So the damage can come from elsewhere. What I'm worried about is 3mar. 3mar is, on the Yuzhong, is great in the early, but he's the one who's going to sort of lose damage and just become a petrifying machine later on.
Yeah, he's going to have to use that. They might use that here. Get this third turtle. They're going to fight for it.
Black Dragon form, zoning out. Demon Kite cannot break through. And now that's a 2v1. They got a 3v1. The Mamba obliges them as 3mar gets healed up by the Revitalize. And this 2k gold lead, you feel it, man. It's an arms race. And look, Dominic Kite getting chased down by Zyda. Now Dominic Kite gonna fight back. Dominic Kite falls. Nothing on the board for Aurora.
Oh, I think Dominic thought that he could actually heal a little bit back up there and buy enough time for the team to capitalize on getting a kill on Zyda. That doesn't happen. So Dominic just not tanky enough. And even so, it's just showing that even down 3,000 gold, they couldn't capitalize on killing 3mar. He was quite low after the Black Dragon form, but still maintained himself in that fight and kept things together for TNC. So now getting that gold lead even further. They've got 3 for 3 for the turtles. They're taking turrets now too. Rora doesn't have a single turret down. So they're gonna have to figure something out. Let's take a look at the items here too.
A majority of the gold lead is between Benny and Dominic Kite.
Yeah.
So Dominic Kite, he's the one they're waiting for. UA is on time. Everyone else is close to, or at least gold-wise. EXP-wise, Demon Kite, Zyda don't even get it started.
Yeah.
But Dominic Kite is so behind.
Maybe in the sense that 3mar becomes a petrifying machine, or one of the jobs for Dominic Kite is just to be a I'm offended machine, a crowd control source, if you will.
Oh!
Goodbye.
You hear the MPL arena groan as Demon Kite fails to get his own purple.
It's not too often you see Demon Kite behind, you know? Like, if you think about all the previous games that Aurora has won, even in the regular season, there wasn't many times where Demon Kite has been playing from behind. He's now, what, 3 levels behind? 3 levels behind Zyda. He's having a little bit of a hard time getting the buffs he needs.
That was a retry diff.
It was a retry diff, man. I mean, that's what the 3 levels will do for you, too. They lose that turret now on the bottom side. This Lord is up. I'm almost wondering if Aurora actually wants to contest this first Lord. You can already see the positioning here for Zyda. He's ready to start it up.
Weirdly enough, this is one of those moments where I'd say, go ahead. I think Aurora have enough utility, and maybe if they have enough cojones to try and steal, but again, retry diff, sure, what if you can chain CC? You can isolate Zyda enough. will there be enough time between that and the retribution difference that he has to stop you? They're going for this dance, and I think TNC have all the incentive to just blitz this. I don't think Rora can answer back that quickly.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to take their time with it, though, too. Benny's still on that bottom side, farming up, doing his thing. Rora, again, they won't have to commit to this. It's better if they don't. They stall out TNC. Light's whole purpose is just to give the vision, although he takes quite a bit of damage, even though he's supposed to be the tankier member here for Rora. But still, look at the positioning of Domikai, too. He's going to be able to follow Benny. Are they going to be forced to fight themselves?
I don't think he was following Benny. I think Benny was following him. Full-on combo. Takes down Domikai 1v1. Ain't nothing there for him to get as TNC do the inevitable and take that Lord.
That's a damn you, Benny moment right there if you're Domikai, man. I mean, he wasn't ready, and now the fight on this side of the map, they're going to have to deal with the push coming forward from TNC. Domikai, very difficult. Like I was saying, I think at this point, or even if they get further in this game, it's going to be that sense of I just got to get a crowd control off on TNC. He's kind of been shut down at this point. I mean, again, you pointed out the gold deficit between the gold laners alone. Look at him.
Oh, God.
2.3 thousand behind.
2,000, Joseph. That's almost half of this whole damn gold lead that TNC has.
I'm saying, man, that's why he's got brute force, war axe.
All right, luckily. Oh, my God, he gets again.
Oh, no.
Kick, the flicker to the other side. Domikai trying to get those basic attacks in there. Spell van, but not gonna be enough as Zaida takes him down. As I was about to say, man, glass half full. Maybe they're still waiting for Yue. Maybe Yue is still on time.
He might be. I think, again, though, you're finding yourself in this situation with these fighter gold laners where if you fall behind like this, you're kind of just, you're not really useful in any of these team fights, and now it's them trying to hold on here.
Here we go, the AOG. Chaknu finds someone home, the tech charge, compromising TNT's forward momentum. And now there's a Mount Shocker. Edward falls, holding back the rest of TNC. And it was a valiant effort. Oh my God, Lancey smelt it. And he hit the brilliance right before Yue gets him, and I think that would have been lethal.
There we go. It was going to be lethal in this side of the arena. The Phoenix Army is standing up because of what TNC is doing to the #1 seed team that came into the playoffs here. Again, just a phenomenal game too. They brought in a lineup that shined in the early to mid game, and they haven't let up since. Now almost 9,000 gold ahead against Rora.
3,000 between Zaida and Demon Kite. Another 3,000 between Benny and Doming. That means there's an unaccounted for 3,000 just spread between the rest of the other roles. So TNC, they're living in the cyber age, while Rora are just discovering a wheel.
Yeah, that's not the tech tree you want to be in, man. You know, like, you're going to have to do something here.
They're not even speaking the same language.
They're not. The only language they can probably speak here is if they get a tech charge off. And then even then,
that's violence.
It's like, what do they do? Yeah, I mean, like, do they have enough damage? Because even the base defense that we saw earlier, when they set things up, it just wasn't there for them. Again, it's just not enough. When you have a YSS, you know, you always got to set things up, and then you don't really have that traditional kind of gold laner damage that you could rely on. It's different this time around. I'd say Benny Cutie has definitely shown that he wanted to run it back. He ran it back. By the way, check this out. This is the Infinix GT30. Experience victory for every Madlang gamer. And the Zaida going to set up for this next lore. This is a big one. I don't think Rora is going to be able to do anything here, though.
That's what Zaida sees as he threads the line between Stone Cold Killer and Wave Manager. So that's what he was taking care of, mid, bottom, just so that this lore take could be cleaner.
Yep.
It's clear Rora don't want none, but they are going to try. Mount Shocker was an I'm offended, plus the full-on echoes. They take down Benny! That's a -1. All this while, Zaida secures the Lord. Hey, it's something.
It's something. And with that, it's not a whole lot of gold or anything in their hands, but it's something in a way. Well, Rora now might have an opportunity to go ahead and get this defense underway. They still have, what, it's only 20 seconds for Benny to be back up. So they'll go ahead and delay this push into the base till Benny comes up here. And that's the thing, Rora, they put in a lot to get someone, and it happened to be Benny. Again, it's not that big of a deal, though. They still have a ton of ground to cover here for Rora. So TNC, Benny's back up. The Lord has already made his way. It's going to charge into the top turret. They're going to go and try to defend.
AOG by the Mamba uses it to revitalize here. The turret falls. Look at the damage coming in from Aurora. Might have been short as Edward tries to break that line. Down goes Lancey. Yue finds him. Double kill for the Black Dragon. 3 more deep behind enemy lines. The Half Dragon will be cracking this turret as the way of the dragon still held back by Benny Cutie. Rora in shambles.
Okay, but Rora, they had to work that. Mind you, Benny wasn't there, but they will clear this out. Demonkite, is he going to hunt for Zyda? Okay, he does it. They clear out the waves. They maintain one base turret down to the bottom side. That's probably the best Aurora could hope for. Even with taking Benny out before that Lord made its way to the base, they still maintain themselves into this game. Now, TNC, I'd say they're happy with that. You know, they got a base turret down. They were able to go ahead and capitalize on things, and they also were able to limit test Rora to see if that damage is quite there yet. And you can still see it's just not. These fights, if they extend, I feel like Rora is kind of in a troubled position. They have to almost, in a way, whittle down TNC with Yue.
I think that's the key word, extend. They have to make sure TNC stays a little longer, the game goes a little longer, and they've already lost 2 of their extra lives, those 2 inhibitors. So with bottom lane still being here, that's their last hope. Their one lane that they can kind of sacrifice to try and defend from, defend with, so that maybe they extend to when Demonkite's ready, fully kitted out, when Yue is ready. They're still waiting for 2 items on that Novaria.
So in a sense, it's buying another, 5 minutes, maybe 6. For Rora, they definitely need to get past that 20-minute mark.
At this point, 9K down.
Yeah.
I'd say if you survive this next Lord, I don't think they have 5, Joseph. They're gonna have to work for 6. They're gonna make TNC hold them back to 6. So best case scenario, TNC gets his Lord next. It spawns at, what, 17, 15?
Yep.
And then if Aurora survives that, then maybe we can talk.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if TNC is going to give Rora that opportunity to do so. We might even see Benny Cutie just try to go for a kick if he can, but the problem is now, too, a couple defensive items picked up here by Rora. I know Edward, he just got a little more defense in terms of magical defense to deal with Lancey's pressure that he's putting out. Picked up the Aegis. Now over here, too, even for Demonkite, they'll get in position, man, but I think this is still risky. They've also got to watch out for where Chaknu goes. Again, he can cut off the exit plan of Rora if he wants to. He can initiate. There's so many options of TNC is what makes this lineup so strong at this point.
Which again makes this Zatotka maybe only second to Chaknu's best heroes in Season 16. The only other one being Grok. So this is an even trade. Lord now gonna get secured here by Zyda. They're taking their time, making sure that it spawns. Oh, it's gonna be 17:45, so Rora got an extra 30 seconds.
Yeah, they do. They bought themselves a couple minutes. We look at the items to see how this defense is gonna go for them, and Rora with this kind of lineup, it's not like they have the best clear, man. That's the problem. They're gonna have to kind of throw themselves almost into this fight when that Lord does make its way. Now with TNC 10,000 ahead, massive defense profile too. You can see this too. Twilight armor now here for 3 more. So his job turning into a petrified machine. Now he's just, hey, look at me. And then focus him down if they can, but then that is all a feint, I feel like, for what TNC really wants to do. They're gonna pop the conceal. Keeping Rora on their toes here. The Lord's gonna make its way, so they're gonna have to clear this out. Does TNC force a fight here?
AOG by Chaknu, the answer, the echoes. Demonkite trying to survive, sustains through that with all his kicks, and look at the base. This is all TNC wants, and the Phoenix Splash happens just like that. We're at even odds.